Right, we've got a lot to get through today, so let me start from scratch. So a 4 square is 4 verticals, quarter-wave verticals, spaced exactly a quarter of a wavelength apart in a square formation, and you get greatest gain off, and it's selectable with a switch box, off the end of the diamond, the points. So if you're in North America, you'd build your 4 square northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast. And here we go backwards. Well, sort of. I have pointed mine at 315, which is Newfoundland all the way down to Florida. But the spread of gain, and I'll find a chart to throw in for you, is fairly wide. You know, you get a good 80-90% spread of gain, but you get amazing front to back. Not only on transmit, but on receive. So I want you to just think about this. If you've got a regular, let's say vertical, and you've got a very weak copy on a guy, real DX, you know, late at night, how about, forgetting the 4 square, you could just get rid of 75% of the noise. Just like that. Just get rid of 75% of the other clutter going on your radio. You probably hear him better. Now give him another 5 dB gain boost at his end, all right? Because this is what a 4 square is doing. It's cutting all the back chatter out, all the other noise, and it's lifting his signal up as well. So if he's running 100 watts, it would be like he's just put his amplifier on to about 350 watts, okay? And the fact that you've got this front to back going on as well. So it's quite a dramatic increase, and you get a switch box to say which one. But there's a lot of work to be done, all right? You can build these yourself or you can buy them. I got mine from DX Engineering. As you know, Tim Duffy is, well, I don't want to say he's a friend of mine, but I do know him. And I asked his opinion, and before I knew it, he just sent me one. Okay, no strings attached, by the way. It was a gift, all right? So that's the point. Now then, how do you connect it up? So you've got a box in the middle, and you have 4 coax lines going to each of the antennas. But the coax must be a very high velocity factor, like 85%, and it's got to be 75 ohm. Right, another friend of mine in this world is Stefano at Messi and Poloni, and we'll do that, and I'll cover that with you another day. So what you do is you cut exactly a quarter of a wavelength at 85%. Okay, now you should really test all this stuff before you do, but I happen to know Rowley and I have been running some tests. I'm putting it out there because I've got a huge box over there, running some tests on the Messi and Poloni 75 ohm stuff, and it is cock on 85% velocity factor, so I'm not going to bother. Let's open the box just to see what you get inside. And as I said, there are people on the internet that have made them. I've put a camera over there because it's all a bit much, but my close-in stuff to understand. I'll put it on the floor. Now, the other thing was quite interesting, because there might be very slight mismatches in the system during transmit. You need somewhere for the spare power, a little bit, a few percent of power just to go somewhere. So it's called a dump load, and you send that to a dummy load. Right, might seem counterintuitive, but there's a dummy load in the system as well. So this is the controller. You get 12 volt lead, and I think there's some stickers somewhere, maybe, if we're lucky, somewhere, or we can cut out or make some stickers. Power on, and then you'd go northwest, northeast, or whatever you want to do. They are monobanders. Oh, here we are. Do you remember I was talking about patterns? That's the pattern from the side, and there's a pattern from the top. Okay, so that's what that box is. I'm a little bit confused, but not too much. This is probably, I would have thought, the dummy load. all part of the system. There it is, regular dummy load, fine. Vectronics, I think it's just like 100 watt dummy load. Stickers. Dummy load. Vectronics. I've got one similar to this, but this looks... it was alive. It says 1.5 kW, but if you look at the graph, yes, it will do that, but for 10 seconds, okay? And then this is the control box. This goes outside in the middle of the array. So I'll put a small tube hammer into the ground next to the mast, you know. Alright, so here we go. Control cable, control cable goes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that wheel 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right. So that's fine. Transmit into here. Dummy load into there. So all in all, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 PL259s. And that goes on our pole. Oh, I see. We put this through from that side, and that'll fit up nicely. We might be able to fit it actually on the rotator pole. The trouble is then everything would move around. So we'll put a little pole next to it. And we could always upgrade from the Comptech to, you know, something else in the future. Who knows? Okay, we get one plug block, not two. Maybe they're just regular terminals inside there. Let me see if there's another one. Not that it matters, I'm sure. Another sticker. I'm just making sure I haven't lost anything, okay? No, I haven't. So one of these plugs is going to be for inside. And I have actually read this manual online. I think they all work much from a watchless. It's a hybrid phasing coupler. And they do it for 60, 40 and 80. All right. Radial field is going to look something like this, which will be quite interesting. And connect the 3 connectors inside of the control console and the relay unit. A funny feeling I might be missing one of these. Well, you were here with me. I haven't got one. Okay. So, I think we should go outside and have a look. By the way, I've got the rotator working, right? We're at the top of the tower right now. I wanted the camera a little bit further up. I want to be able to see the horizon, you know, like sunsets and things like that. There's one of the verticals coming into view now, look. And when we stop it, you'll see the rotator just boom, boom, tiny bit, 1 degree. little bit of tolerance. Right, what to do next? Go outside, plot and scheme. I'm more worried. I want to know what to buy. If I need another one of these. All right, let's go outside. Okay, so I couldn't resist it. I took the inside of the little controller. That was easy to take off. And in fact, I don't need one of these. That just screws on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ground, red, green, blue, if you like. For the different relays. You've got... I thought there was a switch to go omnidirectional. I'll read the book of instructions again, because it would be nice to be able to go omnidirectional. So we'll put that over there. And then this is the clever stuff. We've got some relays here. We've got 2 grounds, red, green, blue, if you like. And this is the clever stuff that switches these in and out to give the phase differences to here. Right, so now that I know what I'm doing, that's easy. So I don't lose this, I'm going to put this. In fact, I'm not going to. I'm going to put that in there, and I'll put that there, and I'm not going to shut the lid on it for a while. But we'll go outside, just see where we're going to put this. So they make a point in the manual to say don't put a 40 metre foursquare, for instance, inside an 80 metre foursquare, which is one of the reasons I took a lot of time, effort, expense to detune the tower here from 40 metres. It should be resonant on about 9.5 megahertz, but we can change all that. All right, so over here somewhere I put one of the verticals. There it is. Because when you tilt the tower over, I have to take this one down. If you don't know anything about my channel, what we've done is I sunk some scaffold poles into the ground, because these are the guide points for my tower mast contraption thing. It just so happens I made them exactly the same spacing for a 40 metre foursquare. So there's 4 of them. And on the tower, we have the ability in future, if I need to, I can put a little bit of fiberglass tubing here. I've got that up there somewhere, and I'll fly the drone and let you have a look to detune this. So if I get fiberglass somewhere around here, then that will detune the mast to, I think, 24, 25 megahertz, which is going to be way outside the frequency for 40 meters. I've got these radial plates already on the floor with SO239s, blah blah. So the next big job really is to fit a ton of radials on there, and I'm just interested actually how, I seem to remember this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, just under 8 meters from there to there, but we'll have to go out to the sheep field. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I mean I could do 4 meter radials, a lot of them, but I'd prefer 32 at sort of 5 or 6 meters. Well, anyway, we'll work on that. Tower's looking a bit sorry for itself because it's got the falling derrick on it at the moment. Everything is kind of temporary, as I was testing. 2-element Yagi seems to be behaving itself. It's a monobander, it's a temporary fix. Why we're running a really cheap rotator at the bottom is because I broke the last one. Nothing to do with rotating it, all to do with me being a clot. So there we are. Oh, and the other thing that's interesting is I've got the wrong bolt. It should be hinging here, not here. So next time it's down, we'll fix that. Oh, I know what I was going to do. We need to put a post in the ground, probably about there. I'll see if I've got something in stock. If not, I've got 1.5" steel at home. I'll bring a section in. Here's my stock of stuff. I don't want fiberglass. Oh, we could actually. We could use fiberglass. I use that for quite a lot of stuff. Here we are. What's this? .38 millimeters. What's that doing on the ground then? Why did I not use that? I don't know. Well, I think we're going to use that. I'll hammer that in the ground with a block of wood. I use that for all sorts. Here's another one. Danger. Hazardous RF site. Keep out. Some people like to, if they're new on the site and they don't understand, they see balls in here. They think it's their play site for dogs. So I keep the gate shut and unlock it. And put that sign on it. It should just say private really, but it's not. Actually, while we're back inside, I just want to check. We did have, when I originally built this little world of mine, we plumbed in a 4-core cable. I think I found it. What's that? Oh no, that's Ethernet. Drat, where's the 4-core gone? I thought it was black. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. No, that's a spare rotator. It's funny, you think we'll have to open up. We'll open up. Well, I mean, I've got a spare. Yeah, I could use that. It seems a bit ridiculous. We've got Ethernet. Just use one of these, couldn't we? And graft on a piece of Ethernet, thinking about it. Because the spec says 24 gauge. I don't know what Ethernet is, but we could strap two together, you know, at the far end. So I actually thought what I'd do is, before I went home tonight, is just make sure, well, it'd just be nice to fire up the, you know, just listen to the relays. This is just some, I don't need this many cores, but it's some scrap rotator cable. There we go. So I've prepared one side and I'll prepare the other. So I was reading the book of words and it said that on this particular system, because DS Engineering do two types of four squares, this one and another one, which has got the omnidirectional function in it, is that when it's powered down, it has a preferred direction. In other words, it will still work in one direction. So we'll need to have a play with that. I can't quite get my mind around it at the moment. But anyway, I've got 12 volts almost ready. I just need to test, double check that this is so that should be black to the body. Bear with me. Yeah. Which? That's black. Right, I've got my 12 volt distribution here. Just hang on a minute. Doesn't need a lot of power, but we'll just tuck these in. These are banana terminal things. Ooh, which one's which again? That's red. Or do I get some banana plugs out? I do things like this and I think to myself, oh no, I'm wasting memory card. Oh, jeez. There's got to be an easier way to do a temporary frig up. Why didn't I not put my 12 volt thing somewhere else? Right, controller. Good. Right, now we can wire up. We need to pick 3 colours, don't we? Oops. I quite quite like the colours of the rainbow, so we can do red, orange, green. There we are. Red, orange, green. Red, orange. We don't have yellow. Or we can do traffic lights, which is red, amber, green. There we are. We'll have green as ground. Make it easy. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got my little cheap, nasty. Will they do this size? Not really. Oh, that'll be enough. I've ripped off some of the copper. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to keep. There it is. Small screwdriver. So it goes from the left to the right. Oh, okay. We're doing green, aren't we? And that will be there. Red, traffic lights, amber. I couldn't remember if we were doing colours of the rainbow or traffic lights. I just want to hear the click, click, click. Do you know what I mean? I'm really impatient sometimes. I just want to get the job done, you know. I don't want the pain. I just want the result. But sometimes you got to go through it all, haven't you? Oh, I'm making a pig's ear here. Do you have the expression pig's ear in America? Probably. Well, just make sure these aren't pulling out. That's fine. Power's off. So this will be in the field, 1,000 miles away. Well, about not 1,000 miles at all. Power was over here. Do we have enough? Oh, I heard it go click. Okay, so I must have made a mistake because I'm getting 4 on. 2 is the default position. G12. Can you believe it? Will this go the other way around? I don't think it will. Ladies and gentlemen, I have wired it the wrong way around. I needed what I call a mirror image, do you know what I mean? We've all done it. Don't tell me you haven't. It's like those people who've never put a PL259 on at the very end, have forgotten to, you know, put the barrel on. Hello. Don't tell me. So green's that side. You just put a light on anyway. So. Oh. Duh. That's better. Ha 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 ha. I'll let you see it. Oh, I'll move the camera a wee bit. Dim the lights. Yay, hey. Okay. And there is a stop on each way. So 2 is the default position, so we'll have that as northwest. I think. All right, with that, I'll pull that out because I'm going home. I've been faffing around doing all sorts of stuff today. So the whole idea of this bit here, all I'm doing is using a pair of joiners, look, and some heavy fiberglass tubing in the middle. You've got to remember that the whole system doesn't need to be self-supporting. So as long as that's vertical compression on that works, it's fine. Well, the Yagi seems to be behaving itself and the camera works. But I don't know if you noticed, when I put the tower up, I didn't realise that the Yagi was on the, what they say in the UK, on the piss. By only about 2 or 3 degrees, but you can see it, look. It's just a bit off. You can see it better there. Look, you can see the angle it's at. What's that, 2, 3 degrees? We'll fix that next time it's down. It's only for the OCD in me, you know. Anyway, we were talking about the Foursquare. So, well, you can see them. They're around the post, and the whole idea is that fiberglass is supposed to detune this to about 9.5 megahertz. If I feel it's not working, we'll add a piece on the bottom. And again, that falling derrick you can see is not, normally I'll take that away. But I'm waiting for a big pulley to turn up so we can drop the thing down again. Let me get the keys and open the outside cabinet. I'm hoping there's a 4-core cable in there. I'm convinced we pulled a 4-core cable through. I don't know where it is, I can't find it. So it goes in next to the purple. I just had a thought actually. There's a black cable which is also Ethernet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We pulled 11 in, I'm sure of it. And what the hell does that connect to? I think that's RG58 or similar. I'll check out the original footage, find out where the hell that cable went. Or we can go to the main cabinet in the field, see if it goes in there. Sorry about this. I always remember it was 11 cables, right? That'll be four coax, 2 Ethernet, 1 mains, 2 rotator. I can't remember what else. I found out it wasn't a black wire. It's a grey wire, and it's definitely 4 cores. So I need an extension from here over to the bottom of the tower. I don't want to really go all the way back to the workshop and get a tape measure. So I'll just do a quick measuring job. Alright, I think 30 metres would do it. First thing in the morning here, just on 7 o'clock in Warwickshire. And what I thought I'd do is use some Ethernet patch cable with a joiner. So I've gone disconnect and reconnect this or move it around the shack. So I'm doing green, blue, brown, which is the UK's, so I remember it, right? It is the UK's colour code for the 3-pin plug. Earth. Blue is neutral, brown is live. So I've got ground at one end, live at the other. So I put the fuse in. Now I don't want that pulling out, so I need to get a cable tie here. The book of words said that there is somewhere a little cable tie. If not, we'll get our own. Oh, there's one on the bench knocking around. For a bit of cable support, stop the thing flying out. Because I've got to get a move on today. Let's pull into about there. Just stop me pulling it out. Good. And then I can put any sort of patch lead on there because I've put the rest of this, I'll show you in a bit, behind me. I'll put the lid back on here, and then that's that bit of the job done. All right, we will have a bit of a sort out over here, but I think for the time being, I'll probably sit all right on top of the rotator. Lovely. All right, next job is sorting out 4-wire cable to the field. And you know, when I've got hundreds of these in a box somewhere. I can't blooming find them. So I'll get back to you because I'm going to heat shrink it all together. I didn't realise I had installed such high quality 4-core cable. This was just a backup. I thought, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I get, you know, 2 sets of 12 volts or something. It's shielded, braided, everything. You could send blooming RF down here. Right, the orange and white I'm going to leave out. We're going to do orange is earth, blue is blue, and blue-white can be live. I'm just putting some heat shrinks, not quite the right size, but it will stop me with the glue, right? Because it's glue-lined heat shrink. It'll just accidentally stop me pulling it apart on a temporary basis while I go and find those chock block things. Last one. And that's the inside bit done, you know. Everything's taking so long. It's all right for you guys who don't make videos. You just get on with your job. I'm going to fucking film it all. I don't have to. I appreciate that. All right. Just having a laugh, really. It's part of my hobby is documenting what I do. All right, that's all it is. It's good fun. And the proper heat gun is next door. So I'll just try and set fire to everything instead. I've actually got it on, I thought it had it on a really weak. Oh no, I have got it on a really weak setting. And all the fire extinguishers are checked. Ah, good. Right, so that goes out to the field now. Add a bit more heat. Lovely. Because it's really thin wire, I managed just to double up on some, on one of the grommets and shot it through, you know. I like the fact that I put these rubberized grommets in. Lockie and I are just measuring out the 4 elements. I'm making them too long, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I've made up a ton of elements, and I'm going to put some bullet connectors so I can basically do a quick disconnect up around here somewhere. So let me fit these SO239s. Well, they won't all be the same because scaffold pole foundations are all a slightly different length. But I found some yellow female and male bullets which we can use, so we'll just graft them on. Do it that way up, so put a bullet on this. I've brought my wire strippers out. I've got my crimp tool. Right, 4 elements. Got another mouse. All yellowed up. I haven't got the spanners with me right now, but we can do this hand tight, can't we? Don't tell me you haven't done that. That's going up the spout, not the other way around. In you go, boy. Are they female or male, I wonder? Let's call it a girl. I've got a funny feeling that an SO239 is more of a boy thing. So that just needs tightened. That'll go up the spout. When we do the others, I'll get back to you. Right, I've sorted all ours out. Put the other bullets now on the elements and tape them. It's all kind of, I promise you this is kind of temporary because I want probably like a DX50 or something. Not for the strength, just, you know, make it look pretty. I think finally the sheep are getting used to me because, right, I'm working around inside the fence here and they're just walking past having a munch look. Not caring. The aircraft certainly don't help. Up there somewhere in the clouds. Not much more to do, but I'm just getting a bit chilly and it's damp and stuff. So that's kind of the elements prepped. Obviously need to get a bunch of radials down, run the control line, and I hammer a thing into the ground. I haven't got a pole exactly the right size, so we're going to drill out the back of the field control unit. I thought we'd pop in just have a look at these phasing lines. I'm just worried about it for whatever reason. I just want to double check, you know, because I haven't opened the box yet since Stefano at Messi and Poloni said he's really interested in this project. He'll send me some 75 ohm, 85% velocity factor stuff. Now, I just want to show that not only can Lockie do things like this, right, but what you don't know is he's also quite a good juggler, and I'm going to find some footage I took of him in the summer. My dad used to say when I was a youngster that he used to say you'd lose your head if it wasn't screwed on. But I've now lost my knife. I don't know where I've put it. Yeah, I've had it this morning. I've had to go and just get a razor blade from next door. So 75 ohm. I'm just hoping we've got connectors in here as well. If not, I'll have to get hold of Tony down at Messi and Martin Lynch. I can't see any. No. Let me have a look. Ferrites, coax adapters. Ah. How many do you want? By the way, I've got to say, I mean, it can be quite expensive, but these plastic boxes are fantastic because, you know, you can turn them upside down, have a look. What's in this? I labelled all mine, but whatever. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I think these are from Matt, actually, 0MAT. Let's get a bit of coax and just make sure. 75 ohm, 10.1 mil. It's the right spec. I've just read the label here. I'm going to find a way of getting in. Now, Rowley tested this, and it was cock on 85% velocity factor, which, as you'll see later in the project, is going to be important. I think we are finally unwrapped. If you're interested, then that's the label. M&P Intsat 170. It does very high frequencies and stuff. 100 meters, 320 feet. 10.1 mil. You can read that. All right, that's what it is. Right, we're not fitting any of this right now. I just want to make sure I got the right connectors, that's all. Okay. Oh, these are nice, look. They're, so that'll slip up in there. That fits on there, all right. Okay, good. Lovely. So I'll need 8 of these, and I need to be very careful, measure that out, which we'll do probably with the help of Lockie. So I'm aiming this at 7.175. So the calculation is, now in America, you're all in feet, but you know, we're not on the 121 foot band, we're on 40 meters. But anyway, it would be 300 divided by frequency 7.15, 7.75, and that'll give us the wavelength, right? So that's 41.811. So all I want is the velocity factor, which I know is 0.85, 85%. Which gives us a wavelength of 35.54. We divide that by 4 because I want a quarter wavelength. I'm after 8.55. Right, so that will be the length of this stuff, 8.55 to, let me think about it, literally the end of that connector. Because we need them all exactly the same length so that all the antennas get the same amount of impedance and they'll get the same delay and everything else, and it's up to the box to distribute the power, not the coax. All right, the coax needs to be cock on. That's the reason. When I'm using a pocket 2, right, why is that doing that sometimes? See that? So that way each of the antennas will have exactly the same impedance. And also the 75 ohm is supplying the whole system with a kind of a matching system. So you will end up with, 50 ohms at the feed point, blah, 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 blah. And this is beyond the scope of me explaining how a 4-scale square works. We cover that on a separate video another day. All right, so next job. Right, I've warmed up a bit. So I'm just trying to budget what jobs to finish today before I get too cold again. I'm going to get these elements on and strap them up. I've got some really cool massive heat shrink, to hold the telescopic poles up. I mean, they haven't come down yet. They've been up for a few weeks. Anyway, oh look, I found a knife. I'm just gauging this. Because all these verticals, which way are we going to go now? Let's feed from opposite. No, can't do that. From the side. I was going to say something, but obviously wasn't important. To start with, let's put a roll of tape there without lifting the thing off the ground. That'll do, just so I know where it's got to go. In particular, this one here needs to be quick release, because when the tower comes over, it comes over here and all that gubbins up there, it'll all interfere with it. So I need to be able to slip this one off anyway. But while I'm doing, I make them all quick release, for maintenance and that sort of thing. And they've all got to be exactly the same size. That's, we'll need a meter for that stuff. So I think what we'll do is one turn per join. So it's kind of helical, but not. So, and then when we get to the top, you see, we'll just fold this over on itself. So the whole idea is when we come to do the tune, we can just trim the fold back and get them all identical. And the other reason for the helical is that it stops the element going ding ding ding, you know, in the wind, like it does at the harbour with all the masts, you know. And I just need to go through this little hole, look. I've got too much wire here, we'll cut that off in a minute. Right, I'm going to cut them all a little bit too long, but not too long, if you know what I mean. Oh, I've done all the elements sorted. You don't need to see them all. They basically all look like this. So that's working fine. I wouldn't mind getting the control box and the cable in now. We'll use Ethernet. Now I've got some upstairs, you know, in the loft. And I need a pole. Let's just see what size pole I need. Because I don't really want to drill their box out, you know. Right, I've just been outside because I remember this was going all the way around the fence. It is Ethernet. It's very, very high quality. I got it. It was going to be for the Wi-Fi link, you know, for the Wi-Fi ubiquity stuff. But it's the same colours, so that's going to be easy enough to connect it up. I just brought it in because I've just brought it in. I wanted to know how unwieldy it was when I shoved it in here, you know. Let's go in one side, not the other. Maybe it depends how it's been cut. So there we go. Oh, it'll just be horrible. So anyway, it's not actually Ethernet. We're just firing 12 volts down it. So I will take, when we go outside, I'll take this off. I'm going to take another picture of that. I keep getting mixed up in my head. So green, blue, brown. Oh, it's not that, is it? That is nothing to do with what we actually want. So I'll take the picture of a completely redundant piece of cable that is not in use. All right, so let's just take that off. It's good to know that we start off with green and then 1 and 2, because we've only got the only 3 relays fire because number 2 position is permanently on. All right, so next job is to work out what pole I need to hold this on. I want to use fiberglass if I can, because I've got a pole knocking around. All right, I actually found a steel pole in the workshop, but we need to work out where it's to go. It won't interfere with anything. So I've got the falling derrick lines there. 50 millimeters above that notch. Alright, that'll do. It ain't going to fall over, is it? Huh? Got a really strong cable here. I'm going to strip it right back. First of all, my knife there. Pull this back apart. Put this in a hole. Now we can strip this back. Alright, so cable goes in. I haven't cut the orange off in case we upgrade this one day. I've put another cable tie just around the connector, and I don't know, I mean that could fly off. So as far as I'm concerned, we're done. I'll put this back in there now. And then I've brought the screws and nuts and bolts out. Which are a bit precarious because they don't fit that well. They do. I'm being a dick. I think it depends how it was put on. I'll take one out at a time only. The self-tapper things. Now I know what's going to happen. This is going to fly off. I've tried every new screwdriver I've got. I can't get a perfect fit for some reason. I think this was put on with a nut driver. Just doesn't want to. Okay, I've got that one holding. I'm going to try my adjustable on that actually. Oh, if I can find it. I'll put it in here. Jesus. There it is. At the bottom. Now that I've got like half a thread in, you know. Okay. Do number 2. I genuinely thought this was going to be a faster job. It's just all the thinking, you know. I'm going to fit this box to this tube here. Hang on. See what's got to happen. I've just got to line this up, make it square. Those bolts can go further out. Hang on. Now, do we want to turn it around, make it at least look attractive? Make it square. Got to get down low now. I'm actually going to do up the other side on that one. It's not completely square, that's all. Alright, next job, let's connect this cable up at the top, and tomorrow we'll cut the feed lines and put the radials down and we're ready to go. Alright, so moment of truth. Okay. Now then, should we put you outside really and come all the way back in, then press the buttons and see if we get, in post-production, I'll be able to hear the clicks. Oh, I've just thought, Might be able to do it on the Reolink camera as well if we could just hear the clicks. You're right, Lux. We're just going to see if the relays go clickety-click now. Right, because I've been doing that much wiring and stuff, I've put these on bullets, look. So I'll go inside, see if the thing works. I don't know, there's nothing to see, look, we're just after the audio, so I'll move you close. All right. So nothing happens, or it might happen. Switch it on, and let's clickety click. I've just got to find the footage for this now. 1, 2. All right, last couple of jobs. Tidy up the falling derrick and all these ropes and stuff, so I can get the radials down and the 75 ohms cut, and that's that job done. So putting the radials down, 4 hours. Put the coax on, 8 connectors, knowing my luck, a couple of hours. Then we got to get to James's house, pick up the stub filters, and then I've got to configure station 2 with a new laptop. It's Wednesday today? Wednesday, yeah. Saturday we got Mike and Jonathan coming up, and Jonathan and I are going to run on 40 and 20 simultaneously. You know, me on 40, him on 20. That's what I'm trying to get everything sorted by. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is the next day. Time to tidy up the tower and get these radials in. Oh. Right, I didn't need to put that on that tight. Oh, I know why. Because we're at an angle. If I lifted that up, well, apart from the fact that the whole thing wants to move up and down, but anyway, let me undo this. Alright, this video's gone long enough and it's starting to snow outside and I just don't know when I'm going to get this finished. Also, I need to apologise. It's quite a long video, but some people quite like, not all people, right, appreciate that, in which case don't watch it, you know. The trouble is, a 1 minute video takes, say, 2 minutes to edit and finish. A 1 hour video takes days, you know, to get it down and down and down. I could go through this over and over again, cutting bits out and bits out. It's like hours of work. I can't do that. So I gave you what you've got, and there we are. It's a bit of fun, bit of education. And what did I do? I put some cables in, joined them together. I discovered a bit myself. You discovered with me. We know a little bit more about 4 squares now, things like that. And in time, we'll get it all working. You go, oh yeah, I remember all this. So there we are. So I don't know when I'm going to get this thing finished. But I want to get this bit rendered and out the door. It's going to be about a month, probably. All right, so in the meantime, keep enjoying your radio, keep being creative, and hopefully I've just inspired you a little bit further to do something else. All right, enjoy your radio now. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.